Hi guys, thanks for tuning back into the channel. In this video we're going to show you a quick demonstration of the iCarsoft EU Pro on a Porsche 911-991 Carrera S. This is a tool which covers European manufacturers. Right now we're in a 2012 or 2013 Porsche 911-991 Carrera S. You can see we've got a few warning lights on the dashboard here. So we've got the ABS, the traction, the airbag, the parking brake and the check engine light, and a few messages on the message sender here as well. I'm going to pop the link to this kit in the description below this video. There are fakes, there are clones on the market, they can damage your vehicle, so it's not worth going down that route. But if you use the link below, it will take you to the genuine and official product. And by the end of this video we should hopefully be able to get rid of all of these warning lights and have a look at the fault codes with using this tool. So we've got it plugged into the diagnostic port of the vehicle, and we're going to click on to diagnostics. In fact, actually, one thing I'm going to do is just go to the setup option, and I'm just going to remove the beeping sound because I do personally find that just a little bit annoying. Each to their own, I guess, though. If you wanted to keep it on, then you could. So we'll go back into diagnostics, okay, and we'll find our manufacturer, which we're looking for Porsche. So as you can see, this covers European manufacturers. So if you have European vehicles, then this is a very good option. Just takes a few seconds to load the information here. So the tool's asking us either VIN identify or vehicle select, so you can ask the tool to find the vehicle or you can select it yourself. So I'm just going to go vehicle select. We're going to hit this top one, 911-991, but I'm just going to scroll through quickly just to show you the other Porsche models which are suitable, so are covered with this tool. Right, so there we go, we're going 991, and then you can ask the tool to automatically scan the vehicle for faults, or you can select the control unit or the module which you wish to diagnose manually. So that's what we're going to do. And then we've got a list of potential systems that we could diagnose. So you can see we've got a list of 44 here. So the main ones that we need are actually all on the first page. But what I think I'll do, actually, I'll just scroll through so you've got an idea of which systems it would cover. And depending on which vehicle you're in will depend on how many systems you see in this list. And just because this list says 44 doesn't mean it will connect with 44. As an example, it says TV tuner here. This vehicle doesn't have a TV tuner, so if we try to connect with that, we would get a link error, because essentially it's trying to connect with a system that it doesn't exist. Okay, so those are the potential systems. So what we're going to do first of all, we'll have a look at the engine system. So we've got the check engine light there, and we'll click onto engine, and we'll go read fault code. Okay, so it's giving us one of 4 here. So the first one is ignition module on cylinder 6. We go along again, ignition module cylinder 6. Check PSM control fault unit. That is a bit of a crossover fault, because as you can see, we've also got the ABS warnings on, and when you get a bit of a connection failure, you might get a bit of crossover codes. So that's what's happening here. And then also misfire cylinder 6. So we knew there was, a cylinder 6, there was a problem with cylinder 6. We've checked the ignition coil was faulty, so we've put we've put a whole new set of ignition coils in. Instead of just changing one, the chances are the others will soon fail as well. So it makes logical sense to put a new set in, and we've done that. And then what we need to do now to get rid of the check engine light is just simply click on the clear fault memory. But when I do this in Porsche vehicles, you generally need the engine to be off but the ignition to be on. Okay, so we just take a look at what's on screen here with the engine running. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn the engine off but put the ignition back on, and then it will allow us to clear the fault codes. Okay, so if you can either press F1 or enter, and then it says erase operation done. And to check that the fault codes have been cleared, you go back into read fault codes, and now we're seeing no fault code found. Okay, the check engine light is still on the dashboard. That's because we're just at the ignition stage, but the idea here is when I start the engine, all of these warning lights will disappear, apart from the mind remaining distance one. That's the only one I can't do with a diagnostic tool, unfortunately. It'd be nice if we could. Okay, so that's the engine system. Then we're going to go into Porsche Stability Management, which is the ABS system, or PSM. That's just what Porsche call it. So we'll click on that. We got flashing lights. We've got more messages coming up on the right hand side because we're interrogating that system. But we're going to go into read fault codes, and again this is a little crossover fault, but that's because we do also have an airbag fault there, so that can be dealt with. But the real fault that we were looking at was this one here, front right speed sensor electrical fault. There's a faulty ABS sensor on the front right hand side, so you can put genuine parts in there, you can put aftermarket parts in there. You know, sometimes the aftermarket parts, they don't work very well, or they don't last as long, but they are cheaper. So I would still recommend the genuine part though. And it was about £125, and we put that in the vehicle, but obviously we've still got the fault codes because we haven't reset anything yet. It's so fresh, the wheel is still off actually. But what I'm going to do is click on clear fault memory, and then click OK to all of that, and that has erase operation done. And same again, we'll go back in, read fault code, no fault code found, so that's a good sign. And then we come out of that and we go into the airbag system. So it's the same again, read fault code, driver's side resistance too high, belt buckle switch. You notice on all of these descriptions there's also a unique fault code on the top left hand side as well. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and reset that, because that was just a connection underneath the driver's seat, but that is now gone. Erase operation done. We'll click on read fault code, no fault code found, which is good. So then we're at a stage now where I think we've successfully diagnose and reset the three main systems, so the engine, ABS, PSM and airbag. So what we can start the engine now, and hopefully we'll get rid of all of these faults. So we've got rid of all of these faults other than the start stop, which I know for a fact that's on because the wheel is off, but once the wheel is on and they start rolling again, that will turn off. Obviously I need a refuel for the fuel message, that goes without saying I guess. So, okay to that, and there we go. It's all thanks to the iCarsoft EU Pro. Now I'll pop the description in the link. Fakes and clones do exist, but you know, if you want to make sure you're getting the genuine, please go with the genuine in the link in the description. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helps.